Okay, so today we'll be talking about active and passive voices. I think it's a must that we go through it because it's actually very important and not a lot of you master it. طيب, active and passive voices. Let's start with reading this slide and then we get to elaborate on that. Dima, I want you to read this slide, please. Go ahead.
Okay. What are active and passive voice? Active and passive voice refers to whether the subject or the object in the sentence performs the action of the verb. In active voice, the subject performs the action of the verb. In passive voice, the object performs the action of the verb.
Good. As I mentioned an example in the boys' class, and I think you might heard of it in the girls' class, of course, that Jad broke the TV. Now, Jad is the subject, and he's the one who performed the breaking action. So he broke the TV. This is an active voice. Now, in the passive voice, the TV was broken. The TV becomes the subject. Was broken by whom? By Jad. So Jad becomes the object. طيب, let's look at this slide. Mu'taz, I need you to read this for us.
Okay. Active voice. The subject performs the action of the verb. Example, the student presented the talk.
Where is the subject here? The subject is the
student.
And the action of the verb presented the talk. So the subject here performed the verb, right? طيب.
Right.
Maya اقتشات. Look at the passive here. Read it for us. يلا Maya.
Okay. The object performs the action of the verb.
Okay.
The talk was presented by the student.
Now the talk was presented. This is the action of the verb, yes.
And
by
student
whom?
Is the object.
Yes, by the student. The student is the object. It's like we flip-flop the sentence. We just change the order of the subject, it becomes the object, and the action of the verb stays the same. طيب, let's elaborate even more on that. How do active and passive voice differ? Jad Hamza, please read it.
Okay. How do active and passive voice differ? The examples just shown are the same in terms of what actually happens. In both cases, the student did the presenting. So how are they different?
So how are they different? I'm looking for a word here. One word to summarize the difference between active and passive. The active is what? The passive is what? Can you think of that word, the word that I'm looking for, Masa?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, can you think of the main difference between active and passive?
Use
your own words.
The active.
Yeah.
Like
is what? Is what?
Is I actually raised my hand to read, but I don't really I don't know.
Let's think of it. طيب, بدي ريان.
Sorry.
It's okay, Masa. It's okay. Rayan, can you think of an answer? What is the main difference between active and passive? Rayan, you're never short of words. طيب, ريان مش ظابطة معه. Dima, can you think of it?
The order in which the subject and the object come in.
طيب, think of it this way, and then I'll ask the question again. You are facing a wall. You're standing in front of a wall and you're holding a ball. Now, the active voice, it's simply that you throw the ball towards the wall in a straight line. The passive voice, you are standing in between two walls. You throw the ball at one, that it bounces back to the other wall. So it's not really straight. It goes in more than one direction. So can you think of the difference, Masa?
Teacher, can I answer?
Yes, Rayan, go ahead.
the active focuses on the subject and not really on what is happening, but the passive focuses more on what is happening and doesn't care about the subject.
I love you.
About like the noun.
There you go. Now the active focuses on the subject, not the action, but the passive focuses on the action itself and not on the subject. As you can see, the subject turns
like the car is being repaired.
Yes, exactly. The car is being repaired. We're focusing on the, let's say, repairment of the car itself, but we're not focusing on the car. طيب, let's look at this one. Who would like to read it? Mansour. Muhammad Mansour.
Yes, teacher.
Yalla, mom. Read it.
How do active and passive voice differ? Active voice is direct. The subject directly acts on the object. The tone is clear and immediate, as if you throw a ball directly at a target.
So when you throw the ball directly at the target, you go direct to it. This is the main purpose. The subject or the doer of the action is the main focus in the active voice. While in the passive, let's go to the second slide, and I want someone who did not participate. Where are my participants? Mira Hamid, can you read this slide for us? The passive voice.
Yeah.
Go.
Passive voice is indirect. The subject is acted on by the object. The tone is
roundabout. The tone is roundabout. Good.
So the impact is not as strong or clear as the active voice.
Good. Now in writing in general, so whether we're talking about CP or CS or normal types of writing in exams or in assignments in school, we prefer the active voice. We prefer you focus on the subject rather than the action itself or the doing of the action. It's more direct, it has more impact, it's more clear, and the tone is stronger. While in the passive, you can see that it's not direct, it's roundabout, and the impact is not as strong as the active voice. But let's remember the differences between the tenses. Now, before we go to this slide, Shabab, there's a main difference. There's a main difference between the simple past, simple present, and the past and present continuous بالpassive. In the passive. In the continuous, we add a word. Do you remember that word that we add in the passive? Mariam Khatir, do you remember that word? The main difference between a simple or continuous بالpassive voice? Can you remember that, Mariam?
No.
طيب, Maya, can you remember that word? And it's okay if you don't.
No, not really.
طيب, Rayan, do you remember it?
Being.
Today is the star. Rayan is the star of the class today. طيب, being in the simple past and present, we just changed the verb into the third verb. But in the continuous, we add being before the verb 3. Do you guys remember that? طيب, if you don't, let's look at this slide. Here we have the tenses. We have the simple present, present continuous, simple past, past continuous. Look at the verb. You have the word keep, is keeping in the present, kept, was keeping in the past. طيب, let's look at the passive voice. In the simple present, بتصير keep, it becomes is kept. The simple past, kept, was kept. While in the continuous, is keeping becomes is being kept. And in the continuous, was being kept. The main difference, mute yourselves, Mansour, mute yourself. The main difference between the simple tenses and the continuous tenses is the word being. If you understand this, you understand the concept between, or the difference between passive and active. Like, let's look here and look at the examples. I want someone to read the simple present example for me. Jude, read only the simple present.
Keep is kept, I keep
Slowly. Read the active sentence.
I kept the butter in the fridge.
I keep the butter in the...
I keep the butter in the fridge.
Right. I keep the butter in the fridge. It's simple present. I want it in the passive voice. It becomes what, ya Jude?
The butter is kept in the fridge.
The butter is kept in the fridge. You can continue and say by me, or if you don't want, no problem, but we prefer that you put the object. طيب, let's go to the present continuous. Present continuous, يا زين.
Present continuous.
Speak up. I love your voice. Let me hear it.
Present continuous.
Go.
Keeping, is being kept.
Is the passive because, wait, is being kept. Is the passive voice because it's continuous. Now read the example, the active sentence example.
Lubna is keeping my house tidy.
Hello, stop. Lubna is keeping. So if the question was change the sentence from active to passive, you have to bear in mind is keeping is continuous, so you have to add being plus verb 3. Continue ya Zain. My house?
My house is being kept tidy by Lubna.
Good. Do not interrupt me while I'm speaking. Unless I allow you to speak, do not speak. Let's go to simple past. I want someone who did not participate. Zaid Qrea. Read the example for me.
Kept was kept.
Good. Kept was kept. Read the active sentence.
Sarah kept her routine regular.
Now, when you see kept, this is simple past, so you have to bear in mind that all you need to do is to put the verb to be plus the third verb of the third form of the verb. Read now the passive voice.
Sarah's routine was kept regular.
طيب, بدي the past continuous, and let's elaborate more on this slide because it's very important. Umar Zidan, was keeping becomes what in the passive?
Was being kept.
طيب, read the active sentence.
The theater was keeping a seat for you.
طيب, when you see this sentence and the question is change from active to passive, you have to bear in mind was keeping continuous. معناته you have to keep the verb to be plus being plus verb 3 of the verb or the third form of the verb. Read the passive يا عمر.
A seat was being kept for you at the theater.
Good. معناته شباب, all you need to know is you have to focus and read the active sentence more than once to decide the tense of the verb in the sentence, because the passive sentence depends on it. How you change it depends on the tense. Let's look at the structure or the formula, the one that I really like. This is my favorite part in each lesson. Type. I need someone to read it really slowly.
Teacher?
Who's interrupting me? What's your name?
Karam.
Karam, do not interrupt me, please. Stay quiet. Thank you very much.
But I joined the class.
Teacher, keep quiet. Thank you for joining the class. طيب, Layan, look at the table يا Layan. Layan, here, look at the active. We have simple present in the active plus the verb, right?
Yes.
In the passive, what do we do? The object plus what يا Layan?
Plus is, am, are plus verb.
Is, am, are اللي هم ايش؟ شو بنسميهم? What do we call them?
Verb to be.
Verb to be. So the object plus verb to be plus the third form of
being?
No. This is simple. Girls and boys, in the simple tenses, سواء كان present or past, we do not put being at all. All we do is we put the verb to be, which is was, were, أو is, are, am, is a can present. Then we put the third verb. يعني is eaten, is cut, is beaten, for example. And then in the continuous, we add the being. That's the only difference between the simple and the continuous. طيب, leave the first slide. Look here, Layan. When Layan, read the first example, the active voice in the present tense. Read it.
Ahmed prepares the cake. It's
طيب,
present.
the verb prepares is in the present tense, صح?
Yes.
طيب, is it simple or continuous? Prepares.
Simple.
Simple. معناته all you need to do is you put the verb to be, هيها, because it's in the simple present, is, and you put the third verb. Prepared stays prepared. It doesn't change. Prepare, prepared, prepared. The cake is prepared by Ahmed. Layan, stay with me. Let's look at the second sentence. Ahmed, what?
Prepared the cake.
The word prepared is in which tense?
Past.
Simple or continuous?
Simple.
معناته ما في being. معناته بس بنحط the verb to be plus the third verb. Prepared by Ahmed. Is it more clearly, يا ليان?
Yes, thank you.
طيب, let's go to this slide and I want someone to read it slowly. Slowly. Joanna, read it slowly for us.
Okay. Tense, present simple. He receives a letter.
Good. It becomes what in the passive?
A letter is received by him.
By him. طيب, read the present continuous. Continue, Joanna.
He is receiving a letter.
Becomes?
A letter is being received by him.
Thank you. Let's go to the past.
He received a
letter. A letter was received by
him.
طيب, all you need to focus on إنه عندكم الpast والpresent simple. You don't add being. You add the verb to be حسب التنس. إذا كان past we add was, were. إذا كان present we add is and are or am. Then the third form of the verb, verb 3. In the continuous, you do the same, but between the verb to be and the verb 3, we put being. That's the only difference. طيب. Now, I want you guys to take a second to look at these sentences. These in the active form. And then after that, we will be changing them into passive according to the tense. Take a minute, look at them. I'm going to lower all the hands. Don't raise your hand. Okay? Second. Now, who would like to do the first one? To change it from active to passive. Damn, that was fast. طيب. وصفة, I did not hear your voice. يلا وصفة. Lata or Laita sings lovely songs. Can you change it to passive?
Yes.
Go ahead. Lata becomes at the end. Take Lata to the end.
Lovely songs are sung by Lata.
طيب, let's walk step by step. Lata sings lovely songs. Sings is in the present simple, right?
Yes.
عشان هيك ما رح نحط being. We're not going to put being. Good. Sings. So we're going to say, again, mute yourselves, whoever is interrupting me. Lovely songs, plural. So we're going to choose the verb to be are. Lovely songs are, the third verb, the third form of the verb sings becomes sung. Lovely songs are sung by Lata. This is how we do it. Let's do, thank you, Wasfa. Let's do the second one. I need a gentleman for that. Mu'taz, can you do the second one?
Yes. Rice.
No, here.
Okay.
We did not grow rice. Good.
Rice was not grown by us.
By us. Lovely. So he took rice. It became the main focus in the sentence because it's a passive sentence. Rice was, لأنه عندك did, was not. Grow becomes grown, was not grown by us. The third one, who can do it correctly? It's very tricky, by the way. Masa, can you do the third one? Would you like to think about it?
Yes.
Okay, طيب, LK, can you do the third one?
What do you want?
Yeah.
I can't think about it.
Keep what as is. Let's do it together, me and you, as always. what, keep it as is because it's the question. What do is in the past or the present?
Present.
So is. What is, put the verb.
What is wanted to be made by you?
What do, we change it, we put verb to be is. What is want? The third verb of want is wanted. So what is wanted by you? Thank you very much, LK. What is wanted by you, Lian? They will run a race. Someone who did not answer, ya shabab, raise your hand. Come on. Min عندي. Let me pick and choose. I like this. طيب. Dodo? Dodo, are you there? Where's Dodo? Noor? Are you there? طيب. Salah. They will run a race. Do it for us, Salah.
The race will be run by them.
The race will be
run by them.
Lovely. طيب. Tom is building a house. I'm gonna choose someone, honestly. Rakan. Rakan, let's do it together. Yalla Rakan. Rakan, do you hear me? Yes. Where is Rakan? Rakan, we'll do it together. Don't disappear. Yalla, I'll help you. Rakan. لا أنا بدي ركان. وين ركان؟ ركان is gone.
الصيحة مني.
طيب. استنى محمد أبو عيد تعال. You're busted. محمد أبو عيد يلا let's do it together. يلا محمد. Tom is building a house. Now put house in the beginning. So a house.
Wait.
A house is
what is built. A house what is by me is being built by me.
Right. Now build becomes built. So a house is being built by Tom. Again, who would like to answer this sentence for me again? Come on, guys. Again, you can do it again. Karim Abder, do it for me again. A house is
being built
by
him.
By Tom. Hi, Tom. His name is Tom. Okay. A house is being built by Tom. We put the word being because here we have is building, so it's present continuous. We put being. The last one, I was writing a letter. I was writing. Mardini, Asil Mardini. Yalla.
Yes.
A letter.
A letter was written by me.
Lovely. Great. Love you. A letter was written by me. What was written? Was being written by me. Yes, sorry, I missed the word. You did it right, I did it wrong. Sorry. A letter was being written by me. We put the word being because it's continuous. Now let's take a look at the answers. Who would like to read the answers for us? Only reading, Shabab. Only reading. شباب وينكم؟ وين الشباب الطيبة؟ زيد جمعة. Only read it for us. يلا.
Yes, teacher.
زيد جمعة.
Yes, teacher.
يلا يا عمري, read it for us.
Lovely songs are sung by Latin. Rice was not grown by us. What is wanted by you? A race will be run by them.
Good.
A house is being built by Tom. A letter was being written by me.
طيب. Let's make a twist. Take it back to the active form. Who would like to take the first sentence to the active form? Take it back. Talal. Morning, Talal. Talal. Talal.
Oh, funny.
Morning, Talal.
Okay. Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
You still didn't get back to me on the murder plot for Adnan. We get to talk about that later, okay?
I'm still gonna ask.
Okay, fine. Now, take the passive sentence to the active form. Can you change the first one?
Okay.
Lovely songs are sung by Lata. So Lata.
Lata sings lovely songs.
Thank you very much, Talal. Let's do the second one. Yeah. رهف عريقات. Rice was not grown by us. We, let me give you a hint. We did. When رهف? رهف is gone.
Teacher, I'm here, but I'm thinking about it.
طيب يلا, I'm helping you. يلا. Rice was not grown by us. We did
not
grow
rice.
That's it. Thank you very much. What is wanted by you, Yadima?
What do you want?
What do you want? Tell me, what do you want? Okay, Sally. A race will be run by them. Can you take it back to the active? They
will run the race.
They will run a race. Thank you very much. Lovely. طيب, a house is being built by Tom. Yeah. Mira Kababji.
Yes, teacher.
Yellow sweetheart. A house is being built by Tom. Change it to the active. Tom
was building the house.
Is.
Tom is building
a house. Yes, there you go. Tom is building a house. Why isn't it? It's not was, because here we have is. We keep the tense as is. Shababu Sabaya. Never change the tense in the sentence from active to passive or passive to active. The tense remains the same. طيب. وين هون؟ حواش. I saw حواش, right? محمد حواش. A letter was being written by me. I
was writing a letter.
I was writing a letter. Perfect. So that's it for today. We talked about the passive and the active. The active is, it has a more strong tone. It's more direct. It's preferable by us in writing in general. In the passive, it's indirect. It has a roundabout tone. We still use it, it's correct, but we prefer the active voice. But it's for you to know that there are two types of sentences. In the simple tenses, we keep the tense as is. We just put the verb to be. I'm coming to the questions now. Give me a chance. We just put verb to be plus verb 3. In the continuous, we put verb to be plus being plus verb 3. That's it. Let me stop the share, stop the recording.